What's up? What's up? Welcome to the Glam and Blueprint Show. My name is Derek.
And I'm Melanie.
And we are live on In Touch Radio, located on the 5508 campus. In Touch Radio, reality radio, where everybody is a star. Do us a favor real quick and write down this number just in case you want to call in. That is area code 813-444-9588. In-touchnews.com. Go ahead and visit the website. Like it on Facebook. All the social media. We're just excited. Again, welcome to the Glam and Blueprint Show.
That's right.
So
we're excited to be here today.
Absolutely. So, babe, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
We had an exciting weekend.
We did.
Can we talk about a little bit about what happened this weekend?
Yes.
To our viewing audience.
I turned 40 years old on Saturday.
Yes. 40 years old.
Yes.
So now we can prove that you ain't my daughter.
Right. It was amazing. I woke up Saturday morning to some beautiful gifts from my husband and my 5 children. Our 5 children, we call our 5 heartbeats, but y'all know nothing about that movie or anything about that. But I just enjoyed myself. Then that evening, we had an evening of elegance with some amazing power couples at the Power Couples Ball.
The Power Couples Ball right at the Grand Hyatt in Tampa. It was the who's who.
That's right.
In the Bay Area was in the building. We were blessed to be there. We had the mayor in the building. We had some NFL players in the building. I had an opportunity to see Tiki Barber come in the building on the way out. So it was definitely a star-studded event. And you know what? I was excited because DJ CEO in Tampa Bay, Tammy, they surprised my bride, Lady Blue, with a cake. And allowed me to come on stage and sing happy birthday to her.
That was amazing.
It was amazing. I had a chance to test my vocal chops with that. But we were excited. It was a wonderful event, powerful event that is
10-year anniversary.
10-year anniversary. And the wonderful thing about it is that there's always been a focus on successful relationships, successful marriages, and that's what makes it beautiful. This was the Power Couple ball. It was just amazing. So we're excited.
Very excited. And so today we're bringing you a great topic today, and I hope that you all call in or chime in on the ones that are following us on Facebook. Thank you for joining us. But today's show is all about collaboration and community over competition. How we can connect with like-minded professionals while leaving the competition at home.
Wow. That's the C words, the C words. Say it again one more time.
Collaboration and community over competition.
Wow.
How to connect with like-minded professionals while leaving the competition at home.
Wow.
So this is going to be a big conversation today. I'm excited about it because, we talked a little bit about it last week. Our very first show was basically about how to find your purpose and how to build community within your purpose, and even having an accountability partner.
Right.
So this is going to be like an extension off of. We didn't even mean it to be that way, but this is almost like extension off of last week. So let's dive into this.
All right. So community, collaboration, and community over competition. So I guess it's saying that oftentimes, and I don't know why this is the case, babe, it seems as though folks are afraid to collaborate.
Yes.
Folks are afraid to collaborate. And sometimes I think it's because they're afraid, they don't trust people.
I think it's the culture. The culture has created, the world atmosphere is all these competition shows, reality shows. It's a competition that's shoved in your face. You have to one up the next person.
Right.
It's like a culture that has been created. And so it's going to take a minute for us to unravel that. But it's possible that you can collaborate with and build a community because when you're together, you're better together versus being by yourself. No man is an island.
Right. And when you look at that word community, if you break that word community down, it is literally saying common unity.
Right.
Common unity. There's a scripture that says, how can two walk together lest they agree? Mm-hmm. And when you start talking about community, you're talking about a commonality that exists. It's a community, it's a commonality. And sometimes we as a people, we don't really understand community because a lot of folks, a lot of people, for whatever the reason is, have been conditioned to think it's just me and mine and nobody else. And sometimes community is the furthest thing from the minds of people. So when you start talking about community, you have to ask yourself a question. It's no way you can, you should not ask yourself this question: who is in my circle?
Right.
Who do I have around me? Because your net worth is based off of your network.
Right.
It really is.
And I think that majority of the time when you're talking about communicating with somebody, you should be trying to do that with like-minded people. That's why it's important that, you are making yourself available for people, and that you are a person that you would want to collaborate with. I say this all the time. If you had a party and everybody in your party or everybody in your friend list was you, what type of friend would you have? What type of friend list would you have? And so you have to evaluate yourself first before you try to reach out and want to collaborate with other people. Who are you as a person? We need to reevaluate who we are, and making sure that all of our motives and our, the things that we want to do is a pure motive, before we decide to want to communicate and collaborate with people.
Absolutely. And we talking about building community. I think that, when you're talking about building community, you have to be in a position that where you're welcoming to people. People don't really want to be around folks who are not really friendly. Right. I don't care what arena that you're in, whether it's the corporate arena. You have to. It doesn't matter how savvy you are. There's a guy that I read called Peter Drucker, and he says that culture, culture eats strategy for breakfast. Mm-hmm. Is that you can have your best strategic plan, you can have an awesome product, you can be as smart as a whip, but if you're not a person that adds value to a culture, you're not in a position to prosper. And I think a lot of times we're afraid of community.
Right.
We don't want people in our business. We don't want, I used to say it takes a community, it takes a village to raise a child. But what happened is it takes a village to raise a church. It takes a village to raise a community. It takes a village to raise a business.
Yes.
And you've got to, we as a people have got to understand the value of creating not only creating community, but creating an ecosystem. Like, we're responsible for who and what we put around us.
We are
responsible for that. And we have to learn how to create an ecosystem that is conducive to prosperity. That's what has happened historically. When you look at the Black Wall Street experience, she had to calm me down. I get excited when I start talking. I do. But we have to create, we have to be intentional.
Yes.
DJ, about Mel, about how we have to be intentional about the ecosystem that we create around us.
Because that's going to either make you or break you. Absolutely. In the end. And I think sometimes it's important to join forces with people to create and expound on an idea or build a solid community of like-minded individuals. Like, we're inventors, we're creators, and iron sharpens iron.
That's right. That's
and so if you're not putting yourself around people that are like you, that are creative minded, that can take your idea and not steal it, but take it to the next level for you. I think that's why where we're sitting right now is an example of community, is an example of collaboration. All these businesses that are partnering up together.
Shout out to 5508.
Shout out to THAP 5508. This is the future of working collaboration spaces, collectively coming together and bridging gaps of information together. How are we going to build wealth and legacy if we're keeping all the ideas to ourselves?
Right.
And so when we come together and we're learning things from each other and we're sharpening each other's skill sets. I mean, we can't do everything. And I even said that as collaboration and community even has to do with if you're just building your own personal business. You have to get to some point and you're making six figures, almost $1 million. You can't do that by yourself. That's too much value.
Right.
That's too much volume by yourself. You have to make sure that you are surrounding yourself with people that can do the skill set that you might not be as good at.
So here's a question for the listening audience and for those who are checking us out on social media. Here's a question. Who's at the table with you? Who is at the table with you? Are they throwing support or are they throwing salt? It's very, very important to make sure that you have the right people at the table with you. Mel and I were talking on the way here, and she made a comment about there are some people who are praying for you. What was it? And some people who are looking to pray on you.
Yeah, there's people
that's powerful.
Well, they're praying for you or they're plotting against you.
Yeah.
You know, they're praying for you, or they're praying to take your ideas. So you have to be very mindful. You have to use discernment. You have to allow yourself to know the intentions. And sometimes you might not know the intentions right away, but that's why you vet your relationships. You give it some time. You don't want to meet somebody the very first time and you're sharing your whole life story with them. I mean, you have to know wisdom and who you're dealing with. And you know, there are times that you'll get to the point where you'll know their intention. It's gonna be none and void. You'll know it. And so this is how you're to build the community and holding hands together with other people that are also with the same vision. You know, something about a vision. Without a vision, people perish. And the planning of it, you know, I already know that sometimes, you know, people say all this time, you know, when you plan, you know, God laughs. Mm-hmm. But there's also times where you have to plan in order for you to get to the next level.
Absolutely.
And it's good to have those powwows with people, having people that you share with.
Absolutely.
And have a dumping session.
And you said something too. And again, we talked about this. You said something earlier. You said vet your tribe. Yes. To vet your tribe. You know what? We have now, don't get me wrong. We have application processes. We have processes for everything else. When we want to hire somebody on, we want to know their resume.
Yes, we do.
We want to know. I mean, we want to know where people have been.
Background check.
And I can tell you, when you're talking about building a community and trying to be successful at anything, you have to understand the role that influence plays in your life. Now, I'm the type of person, just by nature, you know, I would liken myself unto a net, and I'm in the sea. And you throw the net in the sea and you pick up some of everything. I want it. I'm a gatherer. Yes. To that point, I'm a gatherer. But sometimes in that gathering, and with the right intentions,
you grab the wrong.
You can be picking up the wrong things and the wrong people. And sometimes I've learned for myself, sometimes I might have the desire to throw that net, but I just need to get the fishing pole out and get the right type of bait so that I can bring about, a common unity. Because sometimes your desire to help people could be detrimental to you.
Right. Not everybody can go to that same level as you.
Exactly. And some people would never appreciate the value that you bring to them until they're on their back in a hospital room, in a jail cell somewhere, or in a situation that's almost irreparable, and they can't appreciate the value that you brought because they weren't mentally on that common level that you were. And I think that's important, not to cast your pearls to swine, because they'll trample right over them.
And you'll be able to know this right away. I mean, well, over time, you know, if like I think I talked about it in the last show, if does that friendship or that relationship bring you wings or weight? If every time that you're leaving them, you feel heavy, you know, you just have to think about that stuff. And so you are listening to In Touch News, where everyone is a star. And we'll be right back after this commercial break.
Ray Williams Funeral Home, providing the highest quality, professional, and caring service for your family. Call Jeffrey Rhodes at 813-253-3419. That's 813-253-3419. Or visit him at 301 North Howard Avenue, Tampa, Florida. Ray Williams Funeral Home, for the finest care and quality service.
This is Linda Archie with Taya Temple United Methodist Church. Join us every first and third Saturday of the month at the Village Market, East Tampa, 3206 North Sanchez Street. Free parking, free admission, fresh produce, live entertainment, vendor shopping, and delicious cooked food. Join us every first and third Saturday of the month, beginning June 22nd. For vendor information, call me 1-888-991-2502. See our ad in InTouch News or Florida Sentinel. Please call me at 1-888-991-2502. The Village Market at East Tampa, 3206 North Sanchez Street.
Hey, this is Agent Wright, better known as Mr. Clean. You looking for some great barbecue? Come see them two brothers in the grill, located at 423 Virginia Street, Charleston, West Virginia. We got ribs, chicken, pulled pork, brisket, collard greens, mac and cheese, baby. Come get some and get you a nice, smooth cigar. 304-550-4431. That is 304-550-4431. Come get some, baby. The Rib Man, mama, the Rib Man.
Welcome back to Glam and Blueprints live on the 5508 campus, In Touch News Radio, where everyone is a star. Again, if you are watching us online, you can start submitting some questions if you want us to address a couple things. My bride has the contact, and we'll make some space to be able to chat with you. Also, you can call 813-444-9588, and we are talking about collaboration and community over competition.
That's right.
Over competition.
And so I think that there is room for us all. And I think sometimes you get to the point where you have like that crab mentality where you feel like I got to get mine, and there's not enough room for all of us. But I think that it's important that we realize that there's enough room for all of us, and there's enough out here for all of us to, do what we want to do. And I think sometimes if you think about some of the companies or businesses that have collaborated, or even musical artists that have collaborated over the years, and how much better their music sounded together.
Absolutely.
Or how much the business took off more when they decided to do something together. So togetherness is something that is rare, but it's time. It's time for us to come together.
And what would peanut butter be without jelly?
Right?
And what would ham be without burger?
Would macaroni be without the cheese?
So collaboration. But I thought about something when we start talking about, as we kind of transition into the next one. I was thinking about something about a last point that I had about community. One of the things that's important when you look at that ecosystem, it's different things and different people in certain places to make the whole work, right?
Right.
And what I know about myself, and why community is so important, and even community among what's already common.
Right.
I know that I'm that gatherer, and I throw a net. My bride is she is a sports fisherman. She knows, okay, if you're gonna catch this, you got to have this. You can't pick up everything. She tell me that all the time. Like I would give away the farm.
You're trying to help everybody.
Yeah, I would give it away. But she was like, you can't be that. So, but it's understanding in the ecosystem, you have to, and this is something, it's a challenge, if I'm transparent for me, is that you have to value. I understand that she, in that ecosystem, she's my eyes. Sometimes she can see, and most of the time our wives are that. Our significant others are that. No, you can't see that. See, especially, and this is not this show. This disclaimer, especially with other women.
You preaching now.
This is not what this show is about, though, but especially with other women, is that, believe it or not, a good man always has good intentions, and they're oftentimes misinterpreted because we're not focused on what you might be focused with. So no, we don't all.
Or what
we don't always know when they flirting. We don't, because we ain't looking for that sometimes. We're not looking for it. So that's why we have you. You know, that's why we have you, because good intentions, of course, aren't enough. But what I'm saying, sometimes the intentions could be misinterpreted. But
listen, let's get back on subject.
Let's
get back on subject. Okay, so here's the thing. We were talking about collaboration and community. To me, competition makes you move faster, before time. It's premature type of stuff. You're rushing things because you know that the other person on the other side, you're not focusing on your lane, you're focusing on the lane next to you. So you're competing with them. So you're rushing through things. It's not complete. It's not time yet. It's not your season for the harvest to come, but yet you want to hurry up and beat this person out so that you're hurrying. Competition is community is a slow burn.
Yeah.
It helps you grind your gears and make sure that you're moving in the right direction. Gears. And it brings about innovation and confidence and security, and it allows you to be ready. And there's advancement and longevity and sustainability to community.
Absolutely. And you said gears. When you think about gears, how they all interact, they're different sizes, they're in different positions, but they all move the agenda forward.
Right.
And you're right. That's exactly what a successful community is. And I'll say it again, whether it's in a business, whether it's in a church, whether it's in a friendship, whatever it is, community, an emphasis on community, the type of folks that you put around you. And you can't choose your community based off of familiarity.
Right. I would like to read a comment. Jessica Gray off of Facebook. She said a good point. She said, I believe that it's a distraction of the enemy because he wants us to be broken, and he doesn't like community because of what can be accomplished if people come together to change the earth.
Absolutely.
And I agree with that.
Absolutely. And this is the thing. And again, we've been married, of course.
Thank you, Jessica, for that.
Oh, of course. Thank you for that question. And that's a true story. And I'm sure you can attest to this. The owners of this radio station have been married 39 years, going on 40 years.
Woo!
And that's quite the feat.
Yeah.
To still be in love, to still be fervent. I mean, it's a solid example to people like us.
Yes.
We've been married for 17 years, and I can tell you the truth of the matter is, to Jessica's point, whether it's in family, whether it's in business, the enemy's job is to distract and to destroy community. A common unity. Here's the scripture. Here's the Bible. If you're watching. In the book of Genesis, they were trying to build a tower. It was the Tower of Babel. And that's where we come up with the word babbling. They were on one accord. They had a common unity that they were going to build a tower to heaven.
Right.
That was their goal. They were talking the same language. Now, what they were doing wasn't the best thing that they should be doing. But the example is this. When people have a common unity and they're speaking the same language, and they have one goal, and you don't have a vision here and a vision there, you can build and build and build. And the only reason that the Tower of Babel failed was because their language got confused. There was no more common unity.
So they were talking two different languages.
And they were talking two different languages. And I'm saying all of that to say is that as Jessica, our Facebook friend, put, the enemy fights community in marriages. He fights community in families. He fights communities in business. It's just a fight there.
There is a fight. And I think what's important too with the collaboration part of it is collaboration should be fun.
Right.
It should be something that is in faith, in motion, forward movement. And building a movement is part of the culture. Nowadays, there isn't much that a movement can't be based off of. And so the community coming together, if there's something bad that has happened in our community, when our community bands together,
right,
there's nothing that can't happen for us. we can move things forward, legislation in the government.
Absolutely.
There's things that we can push forward. But when you're trying to be one person trying to make a change by yourself, it's going to take a lot more time. But if you come together as a group of people with the same mission, same vision, same heart, then you can move things a lot faster.
Absolutely. Collaboration, again, especially in a lot of our communities, is something that is an endangered species, because we automatically, and maybe it's just conditioning, and it's a lot we can go down that road with, but maybe it's just conditioning, is that for whatever the reason is, we feel like we have to do everything by ourselves.
Right.
And if you come into the table to help me, I'm questioning your motive, because it might be a genuine brother or sister coming to say, man, I just want to help what you're doing. But because we've been conditioned that way, I'm looking at you like, man, okay, what you want out of the deal? What if, I'm not saying everybody is legit and everybody is on the up and up, but what if they were really, really trying to help? Here's what I understand about collaboration. I believe that relationships are a currency. I really believe that relationships are currency. Mm-hmm. Sometimes your relationships will do more for you than your bank account. The right relationships. And that's why it's important when you start talking about community, when you start talking about collaboration, it's important to make sure that you treat people right.
Right.
It's that arrogant spirit that you see, that I see a lot in this arena, like the world need you. It's very, very important to make sure, I don't care if they're a janitor or a CEO of a company, it's important that you treat everybody right, because you never know where your life vest got to come from.
That's right.
Because you might be on the mountain today, but tomorrow you might be somewhere in the valley about to drown.
And just thinking about when you first start a business, that word of mouth from your community,
I'm trying to tell you,
is so imperative. It's important because you don't have a resume. You don't have people, like if you are doing a service-based business, you don't have much except for the people that have gone through you. And so if they're saying A++,
right,
and saying you need to go check out this fried chicken over here, or you need to go check out this hairstylist, or whatever your business is, that's important, because when you first start a business, you're doing everything.
Absolutely.
You're the CEO, but then you're also the assistant, you're the payroll, you're marketing, you're social media, you're everything. And so when you get to a certain level in your business and you're growing, you need to count on somebody other than you. Or you want to be up 24/7 every day doing everything and be an octopus with all these tentacles trying to do everything. You have to allow yourself to stay in your zone of genius and hire people that are in that other area. And so I know for me, I love marketing. I love branding. I love social media. I love all of that. But I might not be the best at the finance part, or I might not be the best at the whatever it is. So I will hire that out, because then I can stay in my zone of genius of being creative and innovative to take my business to the next level.
Right.
And so you have to depend on somebody.
Absolutely. And that's why that collaboration piece is so important. It's so important. And in order to successfully collaborate, one of the things that people don't talk about, Lorenzo Carswell talked about this during he sent a comment in, and he was talking about emotional intelligence. Knowing how to deal with people is key in collaboration. I've seen some of the smartest, and I'm sure you have too, some of the smartest individuals who have masters and PhDs win academically but fail in relationships, cannot work with anybody, have to be in charge, have to be running the show, can't yield or submit to another opinion for nothing. And that is toxic to any organism that you're trying to get in. And like I said, and I say it again, relationships are currency, and a lot of people are dead broke. People tolerate them, but they don't want to be around them. I'm working with you because what if you could actually have a company? What if you could actually be in a situation where people are there for not only monetary value, but really because they genuinely like the environment. They love the collaboration. I'll give you an example. I was a panelist. My wife and I, we do work with the Black Heritage Festival. She does. And I was an actual panelist for one of the events. and myself and another co-working facility out of Polk County. And they were basically saying that they were getting ready to develop a new 70,000 square foot incubator in Polk County.
Amazing.
70,000. I think it was either 30 or 70. It was big either way. And what they typically do is that they'll bid it out to architects, bid it out to general contractors. So what they did was they bidded it out to about 3 or 4 different architects, right? Mm-hmm. The architects said, you know what? Instead of us competing on this, because we each bring a unique skill set, let's put our resources together, collaborate, create a company, and let's do this together so that everybody get a piece of the pie. That's collaboration. And when you start talking about that in a community, I'm talking about what if churches did that? Like to say, you know what? I know you preacher, pastor, you trying to build your mega church, but what if churches were to come together and say, you know what? We got one common goal. And that's just to win. That's just to win souls to Christ. That's to make Jesus famous. What if churches did that? What if black businesses did that? Said, look, let's come together. Let's create an economic engine to support our communities. Like, what if we really, really took that collaboration? Some people just collaborate for optics. They just want to be the who's who. Yeah. They want to look like it. But what if we really genuinely did it?
I think that's when you start cultivating creative relationships.
Absolutely.
Creative relationships. And that's the key to success. That's a key ingredient to success, and support systems, creating a support system, because now you're not doing it alone. And we will be right back with more of Glam and Blueprints after this.
That's it.
Hey, this is Tampa Bay Tammy. Don't forget to pick up your copy of In Touch News.
My name is Gil Sampson. I didn't come from a very rich family, and so paying for college would have been very tough. I don't know if I would have been able to go to the college that I went to, and then I don't know if I would have gotten into the career that I am in. So I think Bright Futures has done a lot to shape my life. I got a job as a structural engineer, and I design residential buildings, commercial buildings all over the United States. Because of Bright Futures, I was able to go to college. You know, so many kids just don't even ever get that opportunity. And to be able to do it and not have any debt when I graduated is amazing. And it was all thanks to Bright Futures.
Florida has created more than 1 million jobs in only 5 years, and a great education connects our students to these exciting opportunities. That's why the Florida Lottery has funded Bright Futures scholarships to help over 725,000 students attend college. Because every play is for education. The Florida Lottery. Just imagine.
Call Ricky. Ask Ricky. You need medical or a lawyer. I got the man to do the legwork for you. We tried the other ones before, so believe me. 100 down, 813-248-6300. Everything gon' be okay, call Ricky, he coming. He taking care instead of Florida, grab a pen of sundown. 1-84361-RICK. That's 1-843-742-5. Never word from the point forward, just recline. Just ask Ricky, plus your boy statewide. Just in case you missed it, I'ma tell you one more time. 1-84361-RICK. Call Ricky. Ask Ricky is a legal medical referral service. The doctors and lawyers in our network are trained in handling auto injury claims, giving you the best medical treatment and recovery. Dial 1-844-361-RICK. That's 1-844-361-7425. Ricky. Ask Ricky.
Welcome back to Glam and Blueprints. Today we're talking about collaboration and community over competition. Glam and Blueprints, collaboration. Go ahead.
Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about Glam and Blueprints. We've started working together about the last year or so. We've been working with couples, families married couples that are in business and collaborating together. And that is one of the main things that we believe in, of collaboration within your marriage and in your family. And so we've been counseling and also consulting with families on starting businesses. One of the last businesses that we've done was a trucking company, and they're off and running. They're doing amazing. Gray's Breakthrough Trucking,
husband and wife
team that came to us and asked us to help them from start to finish. So, sometimes it's hard to, you have a purpose, you want to start a business, but you don't know where to start. You don't know what to do. You don't know what the first step is, and we help people get their logo, get legal in the state of Florida, all of that type of stuff. So, and we have a team that we work with. So we're not only are we collaborating, but we have a team of experts that we shift things to, so that they can, like we have a lawyer, we have logo people, graphic designers, we have everything that you would need. And so I think that's important, that you're able to know that if I have an idea, I can go to somebody. I could go to a couple that's been there, done that, and that can help me through the process.
Absolutely. And the thing about it is, can you go and get a logo made? Of course you can. Can you go and find an attorney? Of course you can. But the challenge is, and what I've seen working in business and growing up in a home of entrepreneurs, self-made entrepreneurs who've never worked for anybody, is the fact that you got to have a strategy.
Yeah.
You have to have a strategic plan as to how you're going to do the business, because you can have a dope logo, you can have the best attorney in the city, but if you don't have a strategy or a vision, I promise you'll just have a nice logo and you spend a lot of money. There has to be a roadmap or a blueprint to success. Anything that's built has to have a blueprint.
It does.
It's got to have a plan that you're working, and you got to know what goes where and when and how. So it's important. And we were talking on the break about, the power couple ball, and we were talking about power couples.
Yes.
Couples that collaborate to make things happen. And it's not foreign. It shouldn't be foreign for married couples to do great exploits. So the question that I want to raise here is, why is it that people don't collaborate?
Right.
Like, why don't, I know that might seem very cliche or may seem like a basic questions, but to get to the root of the issue, why don't people collaborate? For what reason?
I know it, like I said in the beginning of the show, kind of started from the culture. The culture is about competition. There's The Voice and American Idol, all these competition shows that come out and say, like, you have to compete against this person. Look at Donald Trump's show back in the day, The Apprentice. Everything is a competition.
Cutthroat.
Everything is cutthroat. You're fired. It's like,
he used to do that too.
Yeah, you're fired. And so it became part of people's mindset, and it becomes, it takes 21 days to create a habit. So if you're ingesting all of this competition all the time, then in your life, even though you're watching it on a TV show, or you just see it in business every day of your life, you see, I have to interview for this position and I'm up against this person for this promotion. There's always a competition. There's always somebody else that could be better for the job. And so I think it starts from there. But one of the biggest thing is, how can we stop that? Or how can we pull in community?
Absolutely. And I think collaboration.
I think one of the biggest important keys is knowing that if I help someone succeed, I'm successful in the process.
Right.
I think sometimes people feel like I have to succeed on my own. But if you helping someone, giving them some knowledge and information, you're succeeding as well, because you're allowing yourself to be a pusher, an advocate for somebody
and here's
else.
The thing, and that's true. People don't view other people's success as theirs.
Right.
I look at it like this. If my brother wins,
I'm successful.
we win to a certain degree.
Absolutely.
If my sister is successful, we're successful, especially if I had an opportunity to play a part in that.
Right.
It's like we did that thing together, man.
We did that.
I'm not trying to take credit, but I'm just glad to know that I support it. And that's the thing. We talked about community, the common unity. We talked about collaboration, working together, getting things done. And now we talk about the other C word, which is competition. And before we kind of delve into that, let's look at it like this. Here's what I want to say. Take your eyes off of people.
Right.
Take your eyes off of what everybody else is doing. It slows you down. I used this analogy one time during a message, or I might even be in here, is that I was stuck in rush hour traffic. It was bumper to bumper traffic. And it was from all the way back from the Lakeland area all the way into Tampa. And I'm wondering, and it's the worst, and I'm wondering what in the world is going on. And I'm riding, it took us an hour. And by the time we got through the traffic, by the time we got through all of that bumper to bumper 5 mile per hour traffic, I realized that there wasn't even a wreck. There were rubberneckers. There were people who had their eyes off the road watching a car that had wrecked hours ago or minutes ago. And the issue was never that they were involved, but they were just watching. And sometimes we can be too busy watching everybody else.
Right.
And moving and being slowed down and not moving ourselves. So competition, a lesson that I would say to folks is take your eyes off of people.
Right.
Take your eyes off of people, because here's the thing, and I'll say this right here. Now let's understand something about competition. Competition is good if it's properly directed. Now, and what I mean by that is that you have to understand who or what it is that you're actually competing against.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we're competing against the wrong adversary.
And I think sometimes I don't even like when people say, I'm not competing against my neighbor, I'm competing against myself. Or I'm competing against the person I was yesterday. I even think that's detrimental as well, because you're still looking back at what you were doing yesterday. You need to stay focused on the prize and ahead of you. So yes, be better, get better, but you don't have to focus on what you did yesterday. Just keep moving forward in what you're trying to do tomorrow.
Absolutely.
That's the key of moving in and unapologetically. I think sometimes we feel like, oh, we don't want to outshine somebody, or oh, we don't want to. But if you have the keys to it, you have the gift and the calling, you're worthy enough to move it forward. So just go do it. Move forward in what you want to do, because it's going to help other people no matter what you do. If it's a product, if it's a service, if it's a business, if it's a ministry, if you're writing a book, the book you're not writing it and publishing it and you're the only person that's going to read it. It's meant to be read by other people. So you have to make sure that you're moving in the direction of what you want to do, because it's going to benefit and bless other people's lives, not only yours in the process, but it's going to bless other people. So you can't focus on what people are going to say, what people are going to think, all of those things that procrastination and leave us behind. And when we should have already been an author by now, we should have already been, $1 million business owner by now, but we decided that other people's opinions mattered more than us moving forward in what we were doing.
Absolutely. And let's say this, we're not going to remove ourselves from competition. There are some people that's competing against you and you don't even know it.
Yeah.
There's some people who are competing against you and you have no idea that that's what's happening. But the idea is not to be so distracted watching other people and trying to compete with the success of other people. What if everybody had their own path? What if God said everybody has their own path and you're judging another man's? We can't be stuck judging another man's process. We're looking at their chapter 9 and upset because we're still in the table of contents.
Right.
When you start talking about competition, you have to be careful not to let it consume you, because it gets personal. Because in its purest definition, competition just says it's me against you. It's me against you. But we got another break that we're going to take. Thank you for joining us on Glam and Blueprints. We'll be right back talking about collaboration and community over competition. Talk to you in a few.
In Touch Radio, the most loved station across the nation. In Touch Radio. Tell a friend. In Touch Radio. This is the recipe you've been waiting for. A little bit of smooth mixed with a lot of soul.
For real, player.
You're listening to In Touch Radio.
Oh, Ricky. Ask Ricky. You need medical or a lawyer. I got the man to do the legwork for you. We tried the other ones before, so believe me. 100 down, 813-248-6300. Everything gon' be okay, call Ricky, he coming. He taking kids state of Florida, grab a pen and sundown. 184-361-RICK. That's 184-361-425. Never word from the point forward, just recline. Just ask Ricky, plus your boy stay by. Just in case you missed it, I'ma tell you one more time. 184-361-RICK. Call Ricky. Ask Ricky is a legal medical referral service. The doctors and lawyers in our network are trained in handling auto injury claims, getting you the best medical treatment and recovery. Now 1-844-361-RICK. That's 1-844-361-7425. Ricky. Ask Ricky.
Hi, this is Dale Day. Join me every Monday at 7 p.m. for Jazz at Miss Connie's house, bringing you the smoothest jazz and the coolest guests right here on In Touch Radio.
Hi, this is Trina Johnson with Caldwell Banker Real Estate, the real estate agent you've been looking for. If you want top dollar for your home or you're looking to make a purchase, call me at 813-244-6953. Again, 813-244-6953, and let me list your home.
Welcome back to Glam and Blueprints. Yes. Today we're talking about collaboration and community over competition. I'm Derek.
And I'm Melanie.
And we are Glam and Blueprints. We ended the last segment talking about competition and the different types of competition. And I had an interesting fact, Mel.
Okay.
Two, really. When you think about competition, and just in case y'all think what we're saying is a fluke, right? You know, they're delusional. They're talking about competition. You got to kill or be killed. Let me explain something to you, and I'm going to give you a couple examples of that. First example is this, and I'm going to make a point. When you know who you are and what you bring to the table, you're not concerned about what nobody else is doing.
That's right.
Here's my point. Study this. Anywhere you go, I want you to find a Walgreens. And across the street, or at least a couple blocks from it, you're going to find a CVS. Anywhere you go, you look for a McDonald's. And anywhere you go, you're going to find a Burger King right across the street from it.
Right.
What I'm trying to say is that when you know who you are and what you bring to the table, and you've done your homework and you've taken your eyes off of people, it don't matter who's around you, you're going to prosper.
That's a great point.
And here's the other thing. Don't be so distracted about what everybody else is doing. I'm going to give you another example. The world went crazy over this Popeye's chicken sandwich.
Yeah.
I love it. I mean, they went crazy. It was Instagram, Popeye's better than Chick-fil-A. All of these faithful Chick-fil-A customers had backslid and started eating chicken sandwiches. Sure did. Popeye's chicken sandwiches.
Waiting in them hour-long lines.
I'm talking about fighting. They were fighting in the Popeyes, man. Them folks was fighting over that chicken. But I'm gonna tell you what I paid attention to. Everybody else was paying the Popeyes. I was watching Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A was unbothered. Because they say, you know what? Congratulations on that. But I know what we do.
And they have longevity already.
Absolutely.
I mean, who runs out of chicken sandwiches? I mean, Popeyes ran out. And that's what I said. I said in my point, when you're a competitive person, you rush the process. And it's premature.
Hasty decisions.
They had a great idea. The chicken, we got a chicken sandwich.
Yeah, it was
we
good.
Waited about 30 minutes. We had a good, drive-through. So we waited about 20, 25 minutes, and the chicken sandwich was bomb now. It was good.
It was good.
But here's the thing. That was instant, a fad, a quick pop in and quick get out. But longevity. See, Chick-fil-A has longevity. They've been in this game for a moment.
They know who they are. Look, we ain't trying. This Chick-fil-A ain't trying to sell chicken wings and biscuits.
That's right.
No, we know we do the little nuggets, and we gonna give you a sandwich.
And here's the other thing that I want to say too is brand loyalty. Like the Pepsi and Coke, same thing. There are people that love Pepsi and there's people that love Coke. They're not going to cross over. And even if the ones that do, they like both. I like both.
Right.
But it comes to community, your community. How are you treating your community? Are you
That's a good
the
example.
Service that you're providing? If you're a business, if you are, starting a business, or even if whatever you're doing in your business or life, what are people saying about you when you're not in the room? What are people saying about you when you're not there? So people are saying, I love Chick-fil-A. I love Pepsi. I love Coke, whatever. So they have the brand loyalty. And I think that's what, over all of this, to sum a lot of this up, of the collaboration and community, it's what are you providing people? And why should they want to collab with you? Why should they want to be part of your community? Thinking about what you provide to people. What are people saying about you that will make people want, like, man, I need to get to know this woman. I need to get to know this man. I think they'll help me in my business.
Perfect example. You said it all and you summed it up perfectly. Look at this. Think about this. Now, hear me. Chick-fil-A, and this is not, they're not paying us, but here's what you know and what we know. When you go to Chick-fil-A, the service is going to be consistent. They're going to be nice about it. You can go anywhere and find a Chick-fil-A. You're going to get what you want. So what does that say? That's a culture and a community that's been built to support that.
Okay.
And then
I need to cut you off real quick because Tampa Bay Tammy is on, and she said, what we are saying is that you sung to your bride at the Power Couples Ball. Can we get another little melody to your Melanie before you leave the air?
You know what? I feel,
Tammy, I'm with you.
Tammy, I feel like singing. I feel like singing tonight. I feel like getting it right for the night.
Listen, I enjoyed him singing to me. He doesn't normally sing to me, so I'm down. I'm ready for him to write me a song next.
Okay. I'm gonna do that. That's how we gonna conclude the show. I'm taking selections, but y'all got 2 seconds to give me a selection, or I'm gonna just make it up.
And while we're waiting, we just want you all to thank you so much for joining us tonight. If you are on Instagram, follow me at Melanie Blue Glam. Also, Derek at Derek Blue on Instagram. Also on Facebook, Melanie Blue and Derek Blue on Facebook. And if you would like to get any information about starting a business, or if you have any questions, please email me at melanieblueglam@gmail.com or derekgblue@gmail.com.
So let me sing to my bride as we go off the line. Let me say this before I do that. I want to say this right here. Please feel free, if you are an entrepreneur and you're a married couple, and you want to kind of look at how you and your wife can collaborate together. You all can come together and you can work on things. You can get things done as a family. I mean, we're in the stage now to where we're trying to teach our children how to be entrepreneurs. We had an event out at 5508, and our children made some investments, got some snacks, got some popcorn, and we had from 6 years old all the way up to 16-year-old popping popcorn, delivering that.
Blue concession stand.
It was a concession stand. Our 2 sons, they started a T-shirt company. The idea is this: collaboration is a currency. Collaboration is currency. When you can work together at any capacity, when you can learn how to work with people and to make things happen, you can work magic. You can work magic. So we're excited about that. Again, check our social media out. Derek G Blue on Instagram. You'll see a picture of my bride and I, Derek Blue, on Facebook. If you have any questions, Derek G Blue at gmail.com, Melanie Blue Glam at gmail.com. Again, tune in every Tuesday
at 6 p.m.
At 6 p.m. Right here, we'll be at In Touch News Radio, where everybody is a star, right here on the campus of 5508. And so Tampa Bay Tammy said she mentioned that I sung to my bride for her birthday. It was unexpected.
He did,
but it was beautiful.
Thank you, Tammy, for the cake. I love that. Y'all. Thank y'all so much. Y'all so surprised me. I was shocked when y'all called us up. Thank you. All right, come on now, babe.
All right, so let me sing to my bride. Let me see.
Turn to me. Turn.
Y'all brothers, y'all take notes. Y'all take notes. So I'm gonna sing a song. You are so beautiful to me. Can't you see? You're everything I hope for. You're everything I need. You are so beautiful to me. I love you. I love you. I love you, Melanie.
Oh, come on.
Because listen, all right, we gotta go. I gotta get home. We doing some, we stirring the pot up. But listen, again, thank y'all for connecting
so
with us. Thank y'all for everything. We want to shout out DJ CEO and Tampa Bay Tammy at In Touch News Radio for an awesome event last Saturday.
Amazing.
Red carpet event.
This was our second year attending.
Second year is well worth it. It's something for everybody there. The who's who in Tampa. I told y'all all roads led to the Power Couple Ball. All roads, everybody was there. I mean, again, the mayor was there. I mean, you had NFL players who were there. You had attorneys who were there. Some of the largest CEOs in the area were there. It was just a blessing to be in the room itself. The energy that was in the room.
Beautifully decorated, beautiful atmosphere. The food was amazing. It was just a wonderful opportunity to just take a date night. Sometimes we don't get the opportunity to go out and spend time together. And so that was like our date night, dressed up in tuxedo and beautiful gown.
Oh yeah.
And hit the night out on the streets. It was amazing.
We was out there on the streets, man, and it was just a wonderful opportunity. And our table was packed. I mean, we had some of the elite entrepreneurs at our table.
We had
Rambill Construction. We had Livio's, Young and Sons. We had Gray's Breakthrough Trucking, Tony and Larica at our table.
All couples doing business together. A beautiful thing.
Absolutely. So again, thank you for joining us. This has been Glam and Blueprints.
Yes.
Live on In Touch Radio every Tuesday at 6 p.m. I'm Derek.
And I'm Melanie.
And this has been Glam and Blueprints. Thank you for joining us.